Hey, it's Rex Brown, and you are on Loudwire.
Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here. Sitting with me today is Mr. Rex Brown.
Hello.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you spending some time with me again today.
It's the end of my interviews of New York City.
Yes, we're the last ones today.
And I couldn't be blessed with a better place.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Now I actually get to talk to you about the new record after hearing it. Because the first time I hadn't even gotten to hear it.
That's right,
yet.
you hadn't heard it.
Exactly. So I really enjoyed it. The opening track, Lone Rider, I was surprised on how smooth the guitar work was. That solo work was excellent. Was that you with your guitar?
That's Lance.
Lance, okay.
Lance played most of the leads on that one. I played leads on 2, 3 tracks, that's it.
Yeah. Which ones can people hear your lead playing on?
On So Into You and One of These Days. That's it, those 3.
Okay. Well, the song Buried Alive, you're talking about your 10 minutes of fame. I kind of was thinking about that a little bit.
It was kind of cut short, if you remember.
I was thinking that must be about Pantera, because you guys could have kept going forever and you would have been as celebrated now as you are, even if it wasn't cut short.
Maybe. That song is more, and I really didn't think about it because pen went to paper. I mean, literally, you hear about those guys that just sit and sometimes it'll just kind of come down. And I didn't think about it when I performed it, only when I went home after I listened to it, because I like to just keep moving on, keep going if it's good enough and everything else. I didn't think about it, and then I go, that just came, it was cathartic. That's exactly what happened. I was drowning in that black water, man, the cases of it. And had to find me, the real me again. Everything was dropped short.
Sure. It did take you long.
But Philip and I got back together. We went, did the thing for another 6 years. 5 or 6, and did the Killed Over Hill thing, and I just found myself in the back of the bus one day and just said, I need to go live life a little bit. My kids were starting at that age where I needed to go see them. I needed to go watch, go pee on the grass if I wanted to in my backyard. I got a brand new house and stuff like that. I was like, God damn, man, I missed a lot. Being in a band, you sacrifice a lot. And being as long as I have, I just felt that it was time for me to take a break. And I said, you're taking 2 years off. Bullshit. It was more like 8 months, and I was back to it.
Get Yourself All Right. That's probably my favorite.
Really?
Maybe because it reminds me a little bit of the Beatles in the beginning.
That was intentional.
Yeah. Can you tell me about that influence? Because it felt very Sgt. Peppery at the beginning of that song.
Well, the verse, my cohort in all this was Lance Harville. He was just a great songwriter. We had done a whole bunch of stuff in 2010 at Willie Nelson's place, but we just did it for film and like placement of songs and stuff like that, so it never came out. And so he had the verse part, the very front of it, and he had the main like the down. But anyway, I wanted to hear, my producer had this sitar thing. It's got like 12 strings on the top, and then the bottom is like these strings that are tuned really weird. So I ran that through this Echoplex backwards, or actually it was a tape. I can't remember what it was. We ran it through something weird, and then we went to Google and found this thing called a tandoori, and it plays through the whole song. So you're kind of like in the buzz goes through the whole thing.
Another song that I really enjoyed, Fault Line. Talking about staying away from one's own fault line. Is that kind of a reflection of maybe places in your past that you need to stay away from, or things that that you just can't cross?
That was the Lance thing, and he had this one pretty much mapped out. But I took it apart. But that was the first one that we sang, and once I did that probably 8 or 9 times, and we went back and re-sang it. Once we found the voice, then everything started to fit into place.
Mm-hmm.
Because this, you know, if you're gonna do this solo thing, it's personal. It's very personal. It's your baby, you know, and you got to do it right. So, you know, if I've done anything and it catches one person, then I've done my job. I've got a gift. I want to keep giving.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have reacted really well to this. I mean, it's not
Surprisingly.
always the case when it comes to a new project from an established musician.
Right.
A lot of the time people just go, oh, why can't you just make the stuff like you used to make? But people are embracing this new sound.
I think it's crazy. I think maybe it's, I don't know, I don't try to wrap my head around it too hard. I think that, I think some of the guys that grew up on the same type of music I did, you know, I'm a child of the 70s, man. I like old, you know, rock and roll. Back before there was subgenre of a subgenre of this genre or that genre, and then all that, you know, stuff that you have to be these days or whatever. I didn't want to be anything but just rock and roll, man. That's all there is to it.